Hey girl.
Hey girl, hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, my love?
I'm doing good.
I'm drinking coffee, guys.
So before we get started, we want to thank everybody for the support these last couple of weeks.
Yes, thank you guys so much, honestly.
We had our first guest. If you haven't been watching, last week we had Melissa Lapidus on to discuss narcissism and spiritual bypassing. So go check that episode out. Also, if you are not a patron and you want to support this podcast, keep it going. You can become a patron for as low as $5 a month. And Patreon subscription keeps the podcast going, but you also get some perks along with that, such as weekly live streams, tarot readings from me, raffles, Q&A opportunities. So consider becoming... Yeah, shout out. Yeah. Hell
Love
yeah.
it.
Consider becoming a patron, and thank you to our already existing patrons. We love you guys.
Literally, you guys are the best, and we appreciate you guys so much. Just know that we do love you for sure.
Absolutely.
All right.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
High five.
High
We're
five.
acting as if we haven't seen each other all day.
Yeah. Like we didn't wake up together.
I know.
and-
Like, hey, how's it going? No, but I actually want to get into something.
Okay.
So I was watching this TikTok video. I don't want to drop any names or anything like that. But in this video that I saw,
Mm-hmm.
there was this married woman
Right.
who had this friend that whenever they would go out, they acted single, even though she knew her friend was married. And
The
had
married woman would act single?
because of her friend who's single.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so she had a single friend. The married woman had a single friend who acted single, and then in turn, when the married woman would go out with the single woman, the married woman would act single.
Correct. But nothing with cheating.
What does
Single.
acting single constitute?
I don't know. I would say grinding on other, like flirting with other men or women, or like dancing provocative. You know what I mean? Like as if you were not in a relationship, but you wouldn't step past that.
Okay.
Dancing and drinking on bars.
Okay.
But I don't want to judge, because there's people out there who live their life like
yeah.
to each their own.
Right. Okay.
It's something I wouldn't do, because I'm very like conservative, I guess. Would you say I am? I don't know.
You're not conservative in your like political viewpoints.
No.
But you mean like you're like modest?
Yes, that's the word. I'm modest. Like I can't picture me getting on a bar and like, or dancing, like pushing my ass against somebody else's
While in a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so this person, whenever she's out with this specific friend, acts like she doesn't consider her partner.
Right, not at all. So now the husband of the wife was basically gave the friend a piece of his mind, basically telling her that, you know, I don't want you around my wife. You are very toxic. You encourage her to act a certain way when she's out with you. And so the wife got upset because that's one of her best friends.
Okay.
Now, my thing is, would you, if I had a friend that when I went out with her, that I would turn up a different way, would you want that friend around, or would you, I don't know, would you still, would you just, how would you feel?
Okay, so I think this topic is a little bit more nuanced. It's not so black and white.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's two things. It comes down to accountability.
Right.
And who do you hold accountable?
Right.
Do you hold the friend accountable, or do you hold your partner accountable?
I don't know.
Because for me, nobody's going to make me, none of my friends, no matter how lit titties we get when we're out, nobody's going to make me act out of character. Nobody's
Right.
going to bring out in me something that's not already within me.
Okay.
So if I'm out with my friends, and I have some single friends who like to go out and party, and you know them,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm out with one of them and they look at me and they're like, all right, after the bar, we're going to go to the strip club, which is definitely a common occurrence with my friends. It's definitely happened.
Mm-hmm.
Within my relationship, I would think, would Jaylon, who is not here right now, my girlfriend, would she appreciate me going out to a strip club?
Right.
If the answer is no, then I'm going home. I'm taking an Uber home.
I like the way you're thinking. Like me.
No, seriously though. So I think if the wife is acting single every time she's around this single girl, I don't know if you can necessarily blame the friend.
Right. I agree. I think it takes two, because you're an adult. You should know better than to get handsy with another person or like get out of control in a way.
Right.
With your partying styles.
It comes down to, can you handle yourself when you're drunk? If you can't handle yourself when you're drunk and you want to remain in your relationship, then you need to create boundaries for yourself and your partner and start maybe not drinking. If you know that every time you're drunk you get out of control, then don't drink.
Oh my God, babe, I just thought of something.
What?
There was, this is so left field, you have no idea what I'm about to say.
Oh God.
Have you ever seen that show True Life on MTV?
Yeah.
There was one where the wife had children with this man. She loved her husband, but she always felt like she was never pretty enough. So she had convinced the husband that she needs to be out in bars to get attention from other men to feel beautiful. Even though her husband would tell her every day she's beautiful, it wasn't enough. Like, she needed the attention. So she used to get dolled up and go out to bars. And when she wouldn't get that validation of feeling a certain, like looking, you know what I mean? Like if a guy went up, that attention she was looking for, she would come home miserable and crying. And the fact that the husband, like, I remember I was a teenager. I don't know why this just clicked to me, but I was a teenager watching that and going, are you fucking crazy? Like, your husband should be the only person that you should care about. What? I feel like you're about to say something. Telling.
Not if you're a narcissist. If you're a narcissist, you feed off of the attention from other people.
You make a good point.
I mean, I don't want to say, I feel like we use the term narcissist. Like I said, that term is used very loosely nowadays. But like, if you're an attention-seeking person, no amount of attention from anybody will really ever be good enough.
Right. That's true.
And now, again, and do I think, though, that there are friends that can, like, I've been in relationships where people have come in between mine and my girlfriend at the time, right?
But was there a reason for that? Did they have a right to do that?
They didn't ever. Nobody ever has a right to get in between your relationship.
Not necessarily. If I see my friend is being treated like shit, you bet your ass I'm jumping in.
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is people who have ill intentions.
Oh, yeah.
Coming into your relationship and causing problems between you and your partner.
I agree with that.
Like, it's not like somebody intervening because they're seeing toxic traits or things like that.
Gotcha.
I'm saying, like, people who pretend that they have good intentions for you and your partner, but they come in and they're manipulating my partner and, causing stress.
Right.
Like, it's like a third party that comes in and is like, imagine somebody coming into our relationship.
We had that.
Right. But I mean, on a I don't want to say on a grander scale, but like on a more okay. I get what you're saying. but we put a stop to it.
We did, because we picked up on it really quick.
Right. I can snuff out the bullshit now because I've had it happen so many times that I can spot when somebody doesn't have good intentions for you and me.
Same.
I can spot when people don't have good intentions for you. I can spot when people don't have good intentions for me, but for some reason when it comes to myself, I have a hard time drawing the boundaries. Like, i.e., a couple of episodes ago when we were talking about how I opened up to people that I shouldn't have opened up to. I knew in the back of my head that those people didn't have the best intentions.
But you needed to, like,
it didn't feel
talk.
right. but I just made excuses anyway and did whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
Right. So in that respect, if we ever reached a point in our relationship, and I'm sure that we will.
Oh, absolutely. We'll be tested.
Yeah, absolutely we will.
But you know what's good about us is that when we did have that person get in the middle of our relationship, me and you ended up talking to each other. And then we decided that
we were going to be on the same team.
Yeah.